Welcome to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I am your girl, Chassie B.
And I'm Sunshine, and she's killing me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like we stated a while ago, please comment, say hello, let us know that you are here. And as we talk about these interesting points, we would love to have you guys comment along. We'll post them up on the screen, and we really want you guys to be interactive. Okay. So we always start with a foreplay, and I always make Chassie B go first.
Okay, so I saw this very interesting question on Facebook this week. So I want to know, if you had a chance, would you choose to have dinner with Jay-Z or $500,000?
Well, that's easy for me. I take the 500,000. Okay. I think of long term. Meeting Jay-Z would be short term. It'd be happy and exciting in that moment, maybe, if you a Jay-Z fan like that. But 500,000 might help me get places. I could pay off my student loans, maybe put a nice down payment on a house or buy a house, depending on where you live,
right?
Et cetera, et cetera. So I personally would take the money. Okay.
I mean, so I don't care who it is. It could be Beyonce. Y'all know how I feel about Beyonce. Y'all know how I feel about Jesus. I don't care who the dinner was with. I'm gonna take the $500,000. Like people be on the internet and they was like, well, if you have the dinner with Jay-Z, you can learn how he make his money. But if I got $500,000, I could take Jay-Z out on a dinner date and still have my $500,000. I'm gonna need for y'all to think logically and not try to be smart about the shit.
Right. And what makes you think if you have a dinner with him, he gonna tell you the secrets anyway?
Right.
You just assume that he gonna be. They just assume he gonna be forthcoming. If he was telling it like that, he have books and all kind of stuff.
Right. And then who's to say that you are even able to take what he tells you and able to make the fortune that he made? Like,
right.
You might just not do anything with it.
Right. It's so much information out there about how to fix your credit. People still got jacked up credit. So much information about how to start a business, and a lot of people ain't started businesses. So just because somebody tell you how to do something, like you said, doesn't mean that it's going to work out. Sometimes people just get lucky. Right place, right time.
Right.
That don't mean that you having dinner with him gonna be that right place in that right time. I mean, it might, but that's a gamble. At least that 500,000, I know it's gonna come to my hand, and I can actually do something with it.
Right.
That's how I be looking at it. Forget that dinner.
Man, I don't
know if I believe you. You wouldn't meet Beyonce though. I don't know if I believe you.
I'm still gonna say. I mean, listen, I'm gonna get 500,000. But I'm gonna be like, can you still tell Beyonce I will pay for her dinner?
All right. So yeah. If anybody is watching, if anybody has just joined, our first foreplay question is, I put win, but she worded it a little different because she didn't give me the full context. But I put, would you rather win $500,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z? So please comment below. All right. So mine is kind of along the lines of what we're going to be talking about tonight. And it is, would you rather be trolled by someone you know or someone you don't know, meaning a stranger, celebrity, boo-foo on the street? Who would you rather be trolled by?
So whenever you say troll, is that like troll, like they just saying stupid stuff on social media and you're just like, is this for real? Or are you saying troll like they are being manipulative type of troll?
Well, I mean, troll can go different avenues and ways, what we are going to talk
Right.
about a little bit. But if you're particularly being trolled by someone, that usually means that they either are commenting something to get you riled up or responding to something that you have said to get you riled up. I guess is my little definition of it. So would you rather that be somebody who don't know you from Man in the Moon, or somebody that you actually personally know?
Somebody that I don't know. Because if it's somebody that I do know, oh, we got problems. Because why are you trolling me on social media whenever you can come and tell me in person how you feel?
That part.
Right. Seriously.
A lot of people do that though. Some people be out here making these little statuses and you know they talking about you. Or you know they talking about so and so, or you know they being shady. And like you said, I would rather them to just come tell me in person. But I don't know. At least if that person trolls you and you know them, you can go personally get in a you know what. If it's somebody you don't know, all you forced to do is deal with it or report it, and it may happen. Something may happen, and something may not. So I guess if you look at it from that point of view.
Yeah, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I think now if you block somebody or report them, even if they start like a new page or something, they still can't find you. It picks up.
I didn't know social media had gotten that smart.
Right, so it picks up their IP address, I guess, and they can no longer find you. Now, if they go get on a whole nother Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff, then maybe yes. But for the most part, when you block them.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm with you. I think I'd rather have it somebody I don't know either. I mean, because number one, me going to approach somebody ain't gonna really fix the problem. But I don't know. Either way, it's jacked up. But what y'all think? People who are watching, we got a few people watching. Please comment hello if you like, and also answer this question: would you rather be trolled by someone you know or someone you don't know? So that was our second would you rather. Our first one was, would you rather win $500,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z? So as you comment, please let us know how you feel. Hey, Miss Perry Maxon. I know that is your name. Hey, Miss Lady.
Y'all please join in next week, because it's the next week. My days all mixed. It's 2 weeks from now.
Either
way, we got something special planned for y'all, and the lady will be on. So
which and also with a couple of other friends who have been on our podcast throughout our year. Because as you believe it or not, we have been doing this for a year, guys. It came fast. I feel like we just started. Yeah, we've been doing this a year, so we'll be celebrating that soon. All right, so today's topic is surrounded by, it's not fully about, but it's surrounded about internet trolls. So just to start off the conversation, a definition of an internet troll is a slang word for a person who deliberately starts arguments on the internet with the aim of provoking an individual or group into a reaction. So this can be done because they genuinely want a healthy debate, which I don't know about that, or because the troll simply enjoys winding people up.
Yes, so that's
so that's like the full definition of it. But as I did my research, it also says that a form of trolling from the research that I do can be how you clap back at people as well. So somebody can say something as simple as, I liked your hair better when it was, cut to the left. And they be like, well, hey, if your was cut to the left, you be hitting something. Like, just it could be something as a clapback. It could be something as simple as a clapback, but you're not realizing it's trolling as well. So I just want to throw that out there. Sorry about that. So so some examples of trolling, that was my work phone, apologize, is being cruel, racist, homophobic, sexist, or even tell people to kill themselves. And there was some kind of story years ago where somebody had actually like trolled some innocent girl. Maybe she had a little bit of following, a little teenager or whatever. And she actually did I think she actually ended up dying from it, but she attempted suicide and it ended up her in the hospital on life support. And dad had actually posted the photo like, this is what happens when you bully folks, aka troll folks. And she ended up actually dying from it. So it is very serious to an extent. But anywho, we're not gonna try to go dark. We're gonna try to keep it light. Some folks who have been considered the best celebrity trolls is Rihanna, Cher, Ryan Reynolds, Chrissy Teigen, Zendaya, and of course Lil Nas X, which is what sparked this conversation. So I got a question for you and the people that are watching. Before Lil Nas X hit the scene, did you ever think of celebrities actually being a troll?
Yes. Only because Chrissy Teigen, I freaking love Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen is a freaking troll. Like, now it done caught up with her and she's lost a whole lot of endorsements and all that kind of stuff. But Chrissy Teigen was a straight up troll back in the day. And I absolutely loved her.
Right. I love her personality as well. I mean, her and John seem so opposites. Like when they say opposites attract, I'll tell you, them things they seem so opposite. But I guess it works out because his low demeanor and her she just so out there in your face, high energy, just hilarious. And like you said, she not afraid to come back at you, honey. If you come at her, you better be ready. Okay.
Right. And she be hilarious to me.
Now, for me personally, I know of celebrities who have, responded or took what people said on the internet and ran with it before. But me personally, before Lil Nas X hit the scene, the way he hit the scene, I didn't really think about it before. When I thought about trolls, I thought about people who actually aim trolling at celebrities. Going at celebrities because they don't act right or they didn't donate to the right foundation or they feel like this. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I thought about trolling before Lil Nas X come. And I'm like, oh, he done came on the scene and flipped the game. That's what I thought. But as I was doing research, I was like, okay, this been happening forever.
50 Cent wasn't on the list as
he wasn't, but I mean that it was so much research on this. It's honey, we could go for days.
Troll. I love it. He's so
love it.
I love it.
Well, give me an example of when he trolled, because I really don't know.
Anything that has to do with Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Ja Rule. Like Ja Rule had a concert and he brought like the first 6 rows of the tickets. So that wasn't nobody be in like the first 6 rows.
Remember that. Why? What is the end goal?
It's a troll. 50 Cent is mean, but it's so sexy.
I'm done. I am done. So, like I said, the main celebrity that made us choose this topic was Lil Nas X. He has turned being an internet troll into a money-making art form. I didn't say that. That's what the internet says. So, as you know, Lil Nas X came out as bisexual and received a lot of backlash from people around the world. He received one of the things what's wrong?
I thought he came out as gay. He's bisexual?
Oh, gay. Well, what I read said bisexual. Maybe
I don't know.
Quote me on it if I'm wrong. Well, anyway, he came out gay and he received a lot of backlash from people around the world. So the first thing that they said that kind of hit the scenes is his Industry Baby music video, which I've never seen, but I'm guessing you have.
Industry Baby.
Yeah, music video as well as, and then of course his response to the baby about what the baby said about HIV, which could be a whole nother topic by itself.
Child.
But supposedly some celebrities kind of, since Lil Nas X is now known as the gay person on the scene or whatever, little people like Boosie and T.I. called him out whenever that whole thing happened with the baby, and he didn't say nothing for a while, but then finally he put a tweet up. And I'm going to share you the tweet.
Oh, gosh. Because I ain't really been following this, so this will be my first time seeing it.
So this is his tweet. and it's just him sitting here. And it said the comment, which is not on here, said something along the lines of, "I guess I finally need to say something in response to Boosie and T.I." But as you can see, this little URL that's right there, if you click on it, it is his music video.
Which one?
Let's see. I don't know. I didn't write down which one it was, but it says this is. I have to go back and click on it. It says
it don't matter. It does not matter.
It says the music video, which now has about 50,000 views and counting. So when I tell you he turned into what people call him into or whatever to some profit, they just knew he was responding. Just knew he was gonna be like, what the baby said wasn't right, which what the baby said wasn't right, et cetera, et cetera. But he made it his YouTube video, which in turn gave him more views, which in turn gave him more money. So it says he turned the rapper's bigoted views into promotion for his own work. So do you think that was a smart move or a dumb move?
I think whatever is generating revenue in your pockets, baby, and you are living the way that you want to live and doing whatever the hell you want to do, is always the right decision.
Hey, that's what's up.
Whatever makes you happy.
I do too. I'm a little old in the game compared to a lot of folks. And I don't really keep up with a lot, but I have heard it. I have seen it a lot where they say that, where he has said that people has this view of him that the way they want him to be. And he didn't say he was going to be that way.
Right.
So just because he came out as gay, that doesn't mean now he's the spokesperson for somebody saying something wrong about gay people. Like,
right.
Just like whenever the Old Town Road, people was hounding on him about, oh, he knew that children was listening to it and he was an example to kids and blase, but then saying that he should be ashamed of himself. But he was like, no, I never said it was a kid song in the first place.
He talks about drugs in Old Town Road. The thing that gets me is that people, they'll listen to a beat and don't actually listen to the song. That's number one. Number two, at the end of the day, celebrities are not raising your kids. They are entertainment. You are supposed to raise your kids. You're supposed to have conversations with your kids about things. And it is not celebrities' responsibility to raise your kids. Like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah, I agree. Like, people put too much power into celebrities and the internet and what people will put on Facebook. And, you know, I can't let my child do so-and-so because so-and-so do this. No, you can't let your child do that because they a child.
Right.
Let's be real.
Who was it? Cardi B. She said that she doesn't let her daughter listen to WAP. And everybody was up in the uproar like, why are you going to make that song if you don't let your daughter listen to it? Why are you letting your kids listen to it if you got an issue with her not letting her daughter listen to it? Like, make it make sense.
Right. In my mind, it's like, okay, she is a responsible parent. She understands I'm making this content, but it's not a child appropriate song, so I'm not gonna let her listen to it.
I let my kids be the same.
Well, I hope the radio edited.
I ain't making no promises.
Oh Lord. I can't do that because my little 2-year-old is at that stage where he repeated everything.
Well, yeah, he repeats everything. So yeah, I
did. He'll be the daytime come out wet.
So, when they was younger, I did used to censor things, but like now, I would rather them hear things in my presence and go ahead and ask me the questions so that I can answer it rather than them hearing it out in the public, in the streets, and somebody else answering the question and it's absolutely wrong.
Right. So how do you think we can keep kids safe? You got kids who want to be on the internet so bad. And even when they make platforms like TikTok, which originally was supposed to be for kids, is not for kids anymore. Like, how do you as a parent make a decision when to let your kids get on the internet, if you should let them, what platforms they should be on, how you can watch, like how do you make that decision?
So I'm not saying what I'm doing is right. Let me just put that out there. I'm still a mama that's learning, and these kids didn't come with no rule books or anything like that. So for me, at first, I used to didn't let my kids get on the internet. I didn't want to let them have game systems or anything like that. But then I had to realize me coddling them and trying to protect them from the world is not going to protect them whenever they're 18 and out of this house.
Right.
And not with me 24/7, where I can make sure that everybody is treating them right and they doing whatever they supposed to do and all that kind of stuff. So I let them play their internet games or whatever. I talked to them about the importance of not letting strangers know where you live at, not letting strangers know your real name. Like, they just know your internet name. That's all they need to know. They don't need to know anything else about what's going on in your household and all this kind of stuff. But one thing I can say, my 9-year-old, which this was like last year, I think, he was playing Fortnite on his game, on his PlayStation, and some guy had came on there and helped him win. It was an older guy. He thought that it was a grown-up. So the guy was like, "Hey, Carter, go ahead." Oh, sorry, I say his name. Anyway, he was like, "Go ahead and add me as your friend so that we can play together more often." So he came to me and he was like, "Mama, it's a guy on my PlayStation. He knows my real name. He's asking, can we play together on the game, blah, blah, blah," and all this kind of stuff. He's asking me to be his friend. So I go in his room. I'm looking. I was like, "You don't know who this is?" And he was like, "No." But it was easy for somebody to figure out his name because he does typically play with a lot of his friends that he learned that he has at school. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he ends up blocking him. Well, we talked about it, and I asked him, I was like, "Well, you don't know the person. What do you want to do?" He said, I just want to block him because I don't know who it is." Okay, fine. Block him. So he blocked him. A couple of weeks later, I saw my cousin and his son, and he was like, "Hey, I was playing with Carter on Fortnite. We won the battle royale," and then he blocked me.
That's funny. Hey, better safe than sorry. I'm with it.
So I was like, "Oh crap!" We had a whole conversation about that, but it was funny. But I was really happy that he came to me. We had the discussion about it. And that right there is what I want to do. Like, I want them to be able to have their freedom. I want them to be able to come back and talk to me whenever they know things are not right. They both have a TikTok account. I got their accounts on my phone, so I go in and check it. And then I also have friends that go back behind me and check as well and send something that I might miss. Be like, "Hey, you might have missed this. You might have
by the way." No. Right.
So you can't keep them from everything because they're going to eventually see it.
Yeah, I agree. I try to find that halfway approach. I'm a little bit stricter than most parents. Well, I ain't gonna say most parents, some parents. I wasn't trying to say it in her, but in you. No. But because I know what people do on these platforms, so I know that you can't protect your children from everything, because one way or another it's gonna creep in their life, because that's just what it is. But I try to find a halfway point with my son. He just turned 13, my oldest, so he wanted to be on every social media platform it is now that he old enough, and he was mad at me because he had to wait to be 13. I'm like, "Well, you have to be 13 to be on these platforms." He's like, "Well, my friends got it." I'm like, "Well, they mean they lied about their age." Like, it was just the whole thing. But anywho, so I was like, "Well, how about we start out with Instagram, then maybe Facebook down the road?" "Well, what about Snapchat?" "No, I know what happened on Snapchat."
Look,
no,
Snapchat
is I can monitor. Right. At least I can monitor Instagram, Facebook. Even if somebody texts you, if I check your phone, it'll be there. Snapchat, I won't know what in the world people are sending you, etc. Especially with these little girlfriends you be having and stuff. So, like I said, I know it's gonna happen regardless. But I just try, like I said, being a parent, I try to find a halfway point. I don't want to be that parent that's letting my kids sit here and do everything, and then you be mad because they turn up pregnant or in a gang or in the streets or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it could happen either way. Right. At least I know I tried the best that I could as a parent from it happening.
I think one of the best things that we can take from this is both of us are doing it kind of different, almost similar. But at the end of the day, both of us have goals that we want for our kids, and people need to understand that just because somebody does it one way and somebody does it another way doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. They're doing it the way that they feel is best for their kids in that moment.
Right. Exactly. All right, back to the regular scheduled program. We got off. But so the latest thing that has happened with Lil Nas X is his promotion to his new album, and people are just deterred. Like, they just don't understand it. So he did a promotion for his new upcoming album, Montero. Hope I'm saying that right, which will be released September the 17th. And what he decided to do is a pregnancy shoot. So this is picture number one.
Man, it said why didn't I realize it said people exclusive photos?
He did it for People Magazine.
Oh, so it was in People Magazine?
Yes.
Oh, I did not realize that.
I think when he initially shared it, he just shared one of the photos, but his point around it was to do this photo shoot. That's how it started. But the photos that he showed, he posted like he just had somebody take him while he was on the shoot.
Oh, okay.
And it got shared on his social media. But it was for a full-blown pregnancy.
He was announcing his baby.
He was announcing his baby. So that was one of the photos. And then the other one was this one. Oh, man. But the whole point of it was for him to say that he's about to drop his baby, which is AKA his new album. But of course, people went into an uproar. Oh my God. I think you even shared. I was going to share it, but I realized I think it's somebody you actually knew. But somebody had said, oh my God, this pregnancy is supposed to be for a woman, not for a man. I can't stand it. Like,
Child. And if y'all was confused, just say that you was confused and you don't understand the metaphor and you don't understand art. Right. That's fine.
Right. But at this point, like after all the clapbacks he have done, after all of these little trolling things that he have done, and then the devil shoes or demon shoes or whatever they was, and on top of the music videos, he just kissing men and shower scenes and uncensored parts and all this stuff that he done. Why was this such a surprise?
Because people are homophobic and don't want to say that they are homophobic. And they are especially homophobic whenever it comes to men. And they try to force women into being homosexuals, like my girl wants a girlfriend and my girls like girls and all this kind of stuff. And they take one and try to glorify it and take the other one and throw it to hell, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, the only reason why it shocked me, because I was like, dang, how they made that look so real? That's the only part that shocked me. Like, I didn't really care. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I'm like, dang, because it was more than those photos. It was the photos that he posted, and it looks like so seamlessly real. I'm like, how did they do that?
I was trying to figure that out too. I was zooming in. I was like, I know I'm gonna see something. I was like, whoever did this, did the highlights and everything.
Genius. Whoever did that, genius. But that was the only thing that surprised me. The rest of it, I was like, I mean, it's Lil Nas X. What do you expect? Like, you should expect the most extraness that could be done.
I just feel like anytime that he puts out anything, a picture, a post, or anything, and it seems like so far-fetched, you should do a little Google search just to try to figure out what the hell is going on. Because even whenever I first seen the pictures and I saw, he had the pregnancy belly, and I was like, Lil Nas X is so damn going crazy. And then I saw it said September the 17th. So I went to Google. I said, what happened September the 17th with Lil Nas X? And it was like his album releases. Oh, well, this makes sense. He's announcing the release of his baby. This is why he has the pregnancy belly. This makes sense. Like, how hard is it?
But it makes sense. Yeah. Right. So surrounding this whole thing with the album, whatever, I don't know if you keep up with Drake, but he literally just dropped an album with a cover with like a bunch of emojis that are pregnant.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen it. I heard
Certified
that
Lover
album
Boy.
ain't that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that album ain't that great. I haven't listened to it yet.
50-50.
So and then what? Days later, he come out with this pregnancy photo. So now people are trying to say that they have beef. Do you know if they have beef?
Oh, I haven't heard that. That's new. Well, new for
Yeah,
me.
I just literally heard about it today, but of course I don't. Like I said, I don't.
I mean,
I keep up with this stuff for the podcast. I'm old, really, y'all. I'm old. I didn't hit that.
at this moment, like just listening to the little pieces of Drake's album that I have listened to, Drake had beef with everybody, even himself internally. So
That
it's
part.
possible because Drake has some real issues on this album. And I was-
Right. Right. But I'm thinking that probably like for you to plan a whole pregnancy shoot and have people there and things of that nature, I'm thinking it gotta be coincidence, right? Unless Lil Nas X is sitting in the conference room with Drake people.
Right.
I don't know how you could days apart plan all of that to be released right after his announcement. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm trying to think, when did Drake's cover? Because I know his cover album, like we can see the cover days before. Well, I want to say like a week or two before he actually dropped the album. But I don't know if it coincided. But I don't think that. I think it was just coincidence. I don't think it was beef.
That's what I think too. But a lot of the reading from today is saying that Lil Nas X trolled Drake with new version of Drake's album cover. So I don't know what. I don't know.
It's outside of my paper.
Oh, there is an Instagram post. So what's this? Hold on, let me see if I can share. Sharing on this thing is a little bit it's a little hard. So he did post this. So this is Drake cover, right?
Yes, but it was with
So Lil Nas X posted this cover and said, "Monterio, the album out September 17th."
When did when did he post it?
In August 30th.
Oh, I feel like yeah. So when did his pictures come out?
And that I don't look at all these. Look, he's showing himself on the treadmill.
He said, "I got to get off the internet because y'all upset me." He gets on my nerves. Oh my gosh!
This was the first photo that I had actually seen. And I was like, "How is it so seamless?" It's the seamlessness for me.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you, Lil Nas X.
Right. But anywho, so I don't know. But like I said, I don't expect no less from him. Honestly,
me either. And I'm here for it. And I'm ready for the next troll event that he has going on.
So the question that a lot of people have been asking is, do you think Lil Nas X is too much or genius?
I think that he is a genius. Eventually, I may get tired of it. Next month, I might say he's too much. But right now, he's a genius. It's working for him. So, and I'm here for it.
Me too. I feel, what's that old saying? If you can't beat them, join them.
Right. Y'all
joining them and he making dollars. He joined them and he making them dollars. Go for it. Go for it. If it was just straight up, I mean, it's petty at the end of the day, to be real. I mean, but we good at being petty. But it's levels to the petty that's for me. Like, at least he ain't just doing just dumb stuff to be doing it. No, he put thought behind what he do. I respect it.
He wakes up and be like, you know what? How am I gonna piss everybody off today? Let me go piss in everybody's frosty flakes. Let me drop these pregnancy pictures.
That part. Well, like I said before, another celebrity, just to touch one more celebrity that they say is good at trolling is Rihanna, which I didn't realize. Like I said, I don't keep up with this. I really don't know. So I don't know exactly how she trolled because it was so much information, but one of her clapbacks was considered a troll, and I wanted to show you to see how you feel about this clapback. Okay. Sorry, Sharon, this is a little
I
bit.
love Riri. So, okay. Needs to grow her hair back fast, grow a dick. Huh?
So pretty much whoever Piers Morgan, which I think they say may be an ex.
Did she go with Piers Morgan?
Or maybe not. I don't know.
I know
whoever he is.
He's news person.
Oh no, never mind. He ain't no ex. No, looking at him now, he ain't ex. But anyway, I had that wrong. But anyways, he had tweeted that she needed to grow her hair back. She tweeted, "You think I need to grow my hair back, but you need to grow a dick and fast."
Okay, Riri. I see nothing wrong with her response. Because why are you worried about her hair? If you're not paying for somebody's hair, why are you worried about what it looks like? Doggone it. And Rihanna looks good in short haircuts.
She look good in anything she do. But why do we feel like why do people in the world feel like they have so much say over what women do with their bodies?
Child, that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. And I don't feel like getting on my soapbox because it's going to sound like that I'm male bashing. But I am sick and tired of men thinking that they're supposed to tell women what to do with their bodies. And Texas, you can grow some fucking balls.
All right. All right.
Texas.
I just don't understand. Like, let's take example your people that you mentioned earlier, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Don't be coming for them. What we're gonna talk about.
So many people expect Beyonce to be what she is, which I'm sure it's got to be a lot of pressure. I mean, I watched a little bit of the documentary she done, and she was talking about what she ate to be ready for the what the thing called Coachella. I'm like, girl, bye, you still able to move?
Right.
But it's so much pressure for Beyonce to be who she is, which she keeps up with it very well. But it's so much pressure for Beyonce to be who she is. But Jay-Z can be out here looking like Joe the Camel and they don't say nothing.
They do be saying stuff, but Jay-Z don't care. Jay-Z is like, I'm a billionaire. I don't care.
But she rich too. Why she gotta care?
Because, people are going to always care how a woman looks. They don't care what men do. And it's stupid. But even as women, we still do that too.
We do. You're right. Especially in our culture. Especially. I know people ain't going to want me to say that. Right. Especially in our culture. We be all up in people's business about how they look, why they look that way. If they lost too much weight, or they on crack. If they gain a lot of weight, or they don't love themselves. Like, we just put so much pressure. And it makes no sense.
Right.
It makes no sense at all. And what get me is you got him out here looking like that and she looking like that.
Don't you be talking about Beyonce's husband.
She ain't with him for his looks. And if you say she is, you're wrong.
She love that man.
For his whole package. Money, smart, personality. So ain't look.
Money, cash, hoes. I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it either, but and my point ain't to hate on them. My point is that why they both great.
Because if she had came out with her hair like that, it would have been an issue.
It would have been an issue.
It would have been some think pieces behind why is Beyonce out here with her hair looking like that? But then the same people that would make those think pieces are saying he's a billionaire. He doesn't have to be dressed. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
My sister just sent me a message.
Oh.
He's a billionaire. It doesn't matter what he looks like, blah, blah, and all this kind of stuff. These are also the same people that was eat dinner with Jay-Z and not take the $500,000.
Facts. That is actual facts. But even celebrities do it to each other. As we sit here talking, I remember I'm a big Ari Lennox fan. Like I love Ari Lennox. That's the type of music. That's my vibe. And a while back, she had posted a video of her in like a nice, beautiful.
I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm listening. I can hear you.
she had posted a video of a nice, voluptuous, beautiful, long, curly wig or whatnot. Um, and something happened along the lines where Snoop Dogg had came and commented that why don't you just wear your own hair? And if anybody who knows Ari, she wears her natural hair all the time. The only time she puts on her or a wig or something like that is if she got a big show coming up or she got to be an award. She got to be an award ceremony, things of that nature. So to me, that is a prime example of somebody coming in and not having the full picture and trolling and making a comment when you don't have the full story.
Exactly. I agree because Ari, she is always natural. I love Ari Lennox, and anybody that got anything to say about Ari Lennox, screw you. And Snoop, I love you, but you got a perm.
That part.
Like, really, you wear a perm most of the time or some straight hair, and that's not what is perceived as natural for me. And even though I don't see anything wrong with it, but the fact that you got an issue with Ari Lennox, then I'm going to have an issue with your straight hair.
Right. And I think at the end of the day, he just didn't know who she was and know her as a person. But at the same time, like, you don't know her, you don't know the backstory, you don't know what's going on. Why did you feel the need to comment on it? Just keep the comment to yourself.
Exactly.
You all right over there?
Had to go wash my hands real quick.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a prime example of how people can end up trolling someone and don't. Why? But when I tell you people came after Snoop for that mess,
good.
They came hard. They came hard.
Stand up for the Black queens.
And I feel like she actually clapped back too. Knowing her, she probably did. I think she ended up clapping back too. So I hope he learned his lesson.
Ari is so pretty. Like,
I love her. Oh my God, I love her. I can't for days. So I had one example of how businesses control.
Oh, who is it? Wendy's?
No. I thought it was kind of funny. So Old Spice made a tweet that says to Taco Bell, why is it that fire sauce isn't made with any fire? Seems like false advertisement. And Taco Bell said, well, is your deodorant made with really old spices? Which is kind of stupid, but it's like, mind your business, bro. Why you gotta come for me?
And Old Spice stinks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't care for Old Spice.
And I don't like Taco Bells either, so I don't really care about either one.
I don't like it at all. So my next question is, do you think a prank, somebody playing a prank on someone, could be considered trolling?
Yes, I think sometimes some people take it too far and their pranks are specifically to hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm. But as you remember before, it said that it could be lighthearted. It could be for good, actual conversation, things of that nature. I don't really know. I feel like if you're trolling somebody, you're doing it for a negative reaction and not a positive.
Right.
But one of the examples that came up with is that somebody has a father whose birthday was coming up and their son did this. Wish my dad happy birthday. Love
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but I thought it was funny. But it was listed under trolling, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I think the post had said he ended up getting like 15,000 phone calls and text messages. Like, who calling a random normal person to wish him happy birthday?
I would like to know how many phone calls that Mike Jones get whenever he gave out his number.
Honey. I don't know about Mike Jones, but when I seen that post about the dad, I do remember this. I don't know if you've seen this, but Nick Cannon gave Kevin Hart I think it was a llama for his birthday, which was supposed to be a joke of some sort. So in return, Kevin Hart, to promote his new movie that was coming out, which was Fatherhood, which is really good actually, if y'all haven't watched it. Says, for any advice on fatherhood, call my best friend Nick Cannon. And when Nick Cannon said his phone was ringing so much that literally people was calling back like at the same time, and when his call ID was coming up, multiple numbers were coming up.
Oh my gosh! So Nick Cannon, I'm pretty sure one of those callers was my goddaughter. Hit me up so that y'all can talk, because she was really excited and she really wanted to talk to you.
Right.
And she was mad that she didn't get through.
Honey, Nick had actually posted a picture of him like answering a FaceTime, and it was some person from like Nigeria or Jamaica or somewhere on a FaceTime. I think I would be mad if you done that to me. I would be pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I would be. The first 10-20 calls would be
next week. Everybody right there on Hawkins next week.
I done had my number since before Ethan was born. Okay, don't do me like this. I'm saying that, but it was kind of funny. But I didn't do this to you. But some of our friends actually gave some strangers Chastity number.
Oh, we have to talk about that.
The infamous beach trip.
Beach trip. We was going to the beach. It was us and 3 or 4 other people. Anyway, me and Sunshine are in the car together. I think that was like our real bonding moment. I think that's when we really became friends. So we in the car, we all riding to the beach, and it was a trucker beside us. The girls in front of us gave the trucker my number, and he calls me. And I'm like, I don't know this number. So I answer. He's like, yeah. So you gave me your number.
And she's like, who?
Right. So then me and Sunshine, we sit there talking or whatever, and we figure out what's going on. So we gave him their number.
Right.
So then Sunshine is driving. She zooms by them, and they're pointing at us laughing because they're like, ha, we gave him your number. And he rings their phone, and they're like,
and that trip was infamous, I must say. We need a repeat. Some of the stuff that happened. Me and Chastity was actually the 2 good ones of the trip. Believe it or not, I know everybody think we crazy, but we was the 2 that behaved.
We was actually posh that day. Y'all would be proud of us.
I mean, I'm always posh.
Occasionally. I
don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, we were actually the good ones of the trip, believe it or not. But anywho.
And that's saying a lot because I didn't do that good.
Right. I mean, we left a spot and came back to the same spot together.
This is true. And we stole somebody's pizza on the elevator going up. We asked her for a slice and we ate the whole piece.
Tell me why we woke up with slices of pizza around the room. I think Chastity went to bed naked. But hey, we made it back.
No, wait. Let's talk about the fact that I lost my battery that night, but I still had my phone. I lost my battery and my SIM card, but I still had my phone. That doesn't make sense.
I'm guessing you must have dropped it, but only picked up pieces of it. I don't know.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense at all. Oh, my mom, I don't know if she's still here, but she joined and said hi.
Hi, Miss Anita.
I don't know if you guys went and watched it, but we had her and my bro Emmanuel Munn on for Church Hurt Part 1 and 2, and it was amazing. So please go back and watch it if you have not. It was amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
Yes.
All right, so I got one last picture to show.
Oh God.
I don't know if we ready for it because I think I cried about 4 tears. But this is a final Facebook post that I wanted to show the serious sides of how trolling could be misconstrued and wrong. So as y'all, I'm just gonna show the post.
Just show it.
But the comment says he was hashtag troll, hashtag bullied, and called names on the internet for losing weight when in fact he was dying. Never ridicule a pain you have never encountered. People are silently fighting battles that you don't know of. If you can't help them or even pray for them, don't call them names. And this was Rest in Power. Hashtag Chadwick. Hashtag Black Panther. And when I seen this, I actually have never seen this picture of him in that yellow jacket. But he was actually doing bad for a while. We just didn't know it as fans.
Right.
But people were trolling. They said people were trolling him. People would comment, say he was losing himself, that Black Panther was getting to his head, that he really wasn't as powerful as of a black man as people say he was. Like, it was a lot of comments about him before people knew that he was dying about his situation. And all in reality, he was dealing with cancer the whole entire time.
You know, I just so like kind of not related to that, but also related to that. Today at work, I had a moment that mentally exhausted me because I had this lady that I talked to, and there's nothing that I can do for her. Like, I'm not a doctor, and there's absolutely nothing I can do for her. And I was exhausted whenever I got off the phone with her because I knew that I couldn't help her, but I wanted to help her. But over the last 2.5 months, she had lost a significant amount of weight that she's concerned about. And then amongst all these other things that she got going on as far as like depression and all this kind of stuff. And she's very prominent in her community. And she was worried about what people was going to think. The fact that she had to go on this board meeting today and people see her because her face is so thin and they're going to wonder what's going on with her. But she has like so many issues that people don't even know, issues that probably wouldn't affect people the same way that it affects her. And I sat there on that phone. We're only supposed to do like 20-minute phone calls with our people. And I sat on that phone and I listened to this lady cry and just want to be heard and seen for an hour. And when I got off the phone, I was like, I don't have anything to give her other than a listening ear, you know? And then it made me upset because I was like, she's going to get on that board meeting, on that Zoom meeting, and people are going to see her skinny face and they're going to make assumptions about her that is not true.
Right.
And that right there just brought it back full force, just seeing that picture. Like, you do not know what's going on with people. Stop judging people off of what you see.
Right.
Worry about what's going on in your own house.
Right. That part. And instead of like sitting there taking that energy to judge them, to talk bad about them, to down them, you can use that same energy to see if they need anything. Like, you ain't got to know what's going on with someone to say, hey, I'm here for you if you need me. I'm a shoulder. I'm an ear. I can do whatever you need. And sometimes that is all someone needs. But in their weakest moment, they're not sharing exactly what's going on with them. And you're downing them.
Right.
Like, we all have been at such a bad place in our life where we just feel like we're alone. Like, you could be in a room full of people and be alone.
Right.
And people don't realize that. And I'll just me, even as a person, like I used to personally judge people a lot. I could be transparent about it. Like, especially, I used to judge people a lot, like especially people who weren't mothers like I thought they should be, people who didn't work like I thought they should work, or go for things like I thought they should go for. And then I worked at Pace and I became a resource coordinator, and I'm having to help these people overcome these challenges. Now, sometimes they can still help each other. I'm not gonna sit here and take that but like, you can't assume that someone has the mental capacity, has the physical capacity, has the emotional capacity to handle situations like you handle them.
Right.
So just because they're Right. And support. A lot of times people are not doing these things because they don't have the support. Sometimes they don't have the support. People know what's going on and they just downright don't support them. And sometimes it's because they don't feel vulnerable enough or open enough to share with you their problems in the first place. And they don't have the support. And that's because how people react.
Right.
How people react.
Exactly. Because y'all was judging Black Panther and he was sick. And I did not know that man was sick until he died. And I was mad because I would have prayed for him. Even though I was already praying for him, I would have sent up some extra prayers.
Right. I didn't know it either. I didn't know he was sick until he died, unfortunately. And I hate that. But because I've never seen those posts or whatever about him losing weight and being skinny or whatever. So, but when I seen it, it just broke my heart. It broke my heart because it happens every day, and we shun people away because we automatically assume they on drugs or they are alcoholics or they just got sorry and they don't want to help themselves. And sometimes that's the case, and sometimes it's not.
Okay, but at
the end of the day, you got to treat them the same,
right? And even if they are on drugs or doing alcohol, like there could be underlying reasons on why they are on drugs, why they are drinking, and instead of judging somebody, try to lend out a helping hand or try to be like, you know what, if you need anything, call me. I can't give you money, but I can be your listening ear or something like that. Like it doesn't always have to be financial. And I think a lot of people feel like whenever they help people, it has to be financial. And that's not always the case.
Don't. And even if it is financial, like I personally am not somebody who will give people money. Like if somebody is needing something, like I can't pay my light bill this month. Well, let me know where I can go pay it. That's the kind of person I am. And some people see that as wrong, but I'm like, if they actually need it, I'm going to make sure it goes to what they need. Right. I'm not going to feed their habit. I'm not going to feed whatever going on with them. But if they say their light bill is due, I'll pay their light bill. If they say they need gas, I'll follow them to the gas station. If they say they need food, I'll go to McDonald's or whatever and drop food off for them. I will do. There's ways around it by not having to worry about what's happening with people. Like, but so many people write people off and say, "Oh, they just want money for drugs." I'm like, well, then make it work that you're actually helping them. At the end of the day, it's still getting them what they need, and it's still going to, in turn, give you your blessing because you help them.
Right. Exactly. As my grandma used to say, it doesn't matter what they do with the money. After I give it to them, I gave it to them at the kindness of my heart.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, the flip side of it, there's so many con artists out there. That's why people are like they are. I mean, years and years ago, it was what was that movie? It was Don't Be a Menace to Society while drinking juice in the hood or whatever. But it was like the dude out there with I don't know if it was that movie. It might have been another movie. But it was dude out there with the sign like, I don't have any food, feed me. And then he packaged the sign up and got in his BMW and drive away. And that actually happens. Like people actually do that.
They actually had it. But so yeah, in that sense they was making fun or whatever. But sometimes you never know how somebody got a car.
Right.
People are real friendly that we don't even realize how friendly they are, and they give people stuff. Because I know somebody that got I want to say it was a Benz, and it wasn't like a new model Benz, but it was a pretty good Benz that they got for free just because the person didn't want it anymore, and that person had helped them do something, and it was something so simple, and they gave them the car. That person probably didn't have a pot to piss in. The person that received the Benz probably didn't have a pot to piss in if it wasn't for the fact that they had family support and all this kind of stuff. So if they had been out there on the corner with a sign asking for food, and then somebody see them go get in that Benz, they're going to assume that, hey, this person doesn't need the money, when actually they do. They was just gifted something, which they could have sold the car.
but that might be the only place they can sleep.
Right. That's what right.
That's what I was actually talking to a family the other day, and it was like they said somebody was standing out on the corner, but they had a brand new outfit on with brand new shoes. And I'm like, but you don't know somebody. I was at an event a couple of weeks ago, and somebody gave out a brand new pair of Durants to someone in need. So like you said, it was gifted to them, but people assume because they see this on this person, oh, they're Or like smartphones. I've heard so many people say, "Oh my God, they saying they can't eat, but they got this touch screen phone." Don't y'all know Obama phones are touch screens? And they are free 99. You don't pay a dime. They actually don't give out flip phones at all anymore. You know how many people, older people out there had to help them buy a flip phone because they don't know how to work their touch screen.
Right.
Obama phone. Which Obama phone is not the technical term, but
right. I was gonna say Bush was giving them phones out before Obama.
That's what we know him as. But you know, they actually give out touchscreen phones. So, like I said, we can't assume we know somebody's situation. Mm-hmm. And I personally am bad to it when it comes to certain things. Like my weak point, I'm gonna be very vulnerable. My weak point was when it comes to single mothers, because I have been a single mother. So I'm like, there's no excuse for a single mother not to be able to raise their child. I've said this. There's no excuse for the single mother not to be able to work. If they not working, they got these assistants. I have said these things out my own mouth because I'm like, I done it. I've been that single mother. I was out there working 2 or 3 jobs. Didn't know how I was going to eat. I didn't get, the only assistance I ever got when I had my child was when I was pregnant and I got food stamps, or that little 2 or 3 months before he turned the age limit when he got childcare. And that's it. I haven't been on housing or none of that. I've always been at that little plateau of area where I made enough to qualify for stuff, but I was close enough to not qualify, so I didn't make it on the list. like just be real. So I used to make all these assumptions about these single mothers who ain't just out here doing nothing, ain't SHIT. But as I work with people, I realize everybody's situation is different. How people were raised can take an account into it. Their emotional stability can take into account to it. And I had to learn the hard way that I can't treat everybody like I would do things.
Right. And you got to learn that everybody doesn't have the ability to do what you do, or what you can do. Excuse me. Because everybody don't have family support. And
right.
Childcare, the list is long. To get childcare, and childcare is expensive as I don't know what.
It is. One time when I was waiting on coming up on the voucher list or whatever, I had a caseworker tell me if I quit my job, I would be able to get things.
I had the same thing. Excuse me. And I remember whenever I was trying to get childcare for my kids, and I sat on the phone and I cried on the phone. Like I literally begged her. For the most part, I begged her, and probably to the point that she went home and felt bad and called me the next day and was like, a spot just opened up. I felt like I moved in front of a whole bunch of people, and I apologize to all those people I moved in front of. But I was like, it's not fair. I was like, I've been working all my life, and you want me to quit my job just so that I can qualify. I was like, what type of sense does this make?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what I had the caseworker tell me. She said, you actually qualify for work first, but you're so close to the top level of whatever work first is that if you quit your job and put your baby daddy on child support, you better get everything you need. And I'm like, is that supposed to be motivation? Right. So in my mind, I'm like, number one, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not the type of person I am. I'm going to make my own money. And number two, how many people have you said this to and they actually done that and now they're living off the system and they surrounded in this wormhole of, well, if I make a little bit of money, I'm not going to get all this assistance anymore.
Right. And, and then it comes to a point where people that are able to have the system to help them achieve what they want to achieve, they get to a point where it's like, I still got some things that I need to do. Like I might still need to finish this course, this class or whatever in order to get this degree that I need to get. But I can also take this job. But if I take this job, I won't qualify for Section 8. I won't qualify for food stamps. I won't qualify for Medicaid. So then I have to worry about my kids. So let me not take this job so that I can finish this class, so that I can get my degree, so that I can go from making $20,000 to $50,000.
Right. My only issue with folks with that mentality is that they down me what I've obtained in my life, because they assume that I got the position that I got because I kiss butt, or I got the position that I got because I just know people, or I'm where I'm at because, all these other excuses. I'm like, no, I just sacrificed and worked hard. Right. That's the only thing that irritates me. And in reality, y'all can do the same thing, but y'all just don't, for whatever reason, don't see that outcome. So you just stay what's safe.
That's for some people, not everybody.
No, not for everybody. And I'm just saying for people who make those comments. I'm not saying for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger problem is the system has just not made a way for these people.
Right.
And I argue this every time. Now a lot of these counties have these self-sufficient programs, but they really not doing nothing. Like one of the counties that I work with says this self-sufficient program requires people to work some type of hours, but it doesn't allocate what the hours are, and it requires them to start a savings. But with any point in time, they can dip into that savings for whatever reason.
Which doesn't.
I'm like, that's not real life. Like in real life, the only way you're gonna be able to get a savings is if you put it there and don't touch it.
Right. Other than that, it's just a checking account.
Exactly. Anyway, we can go on this soapbox forever. We got completely off topic.
They need to do better in schools. In the school systems, they need to teach better things rather than A times B equals X, Y. We need to learn credit and checking accounts and savings accounts and all that kind of stuff. We learned a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff that we necessarily did not need, only to make ourselves look smarter than some people whenever. Like, oh, you didn't know Juneteenth was? I learned that back in high school. Okay, well, bitch, do you know how to save? So who cares?
Facts. We also need all these governmental programs that actually have case management services. That's the bigger problem. Y'all spending these money on new buildings and new whatever it is y'all spending in y'all counties. But it's like, what are you doing to help these people be self-sufficient for real? Like, what is y'all like? You complaining about all these people being on housing and food stamps and stuff, but what are you doing to get them off of it?
Right. And what jobs are you offering in your community that can help them get off of it? Like, I can think of a county right now. I ain't gonna say which county it is, but it's a certain town in that county where they pretty much will not allow anything to come into that county that will help build that town up. Help build that town up and help people make more money and be able to get off assistance and all this kind of stuff. But every time somebody proposes to come there, they shut it down because they don't want it. They don't want it at the end of the day. They want to be able to say, all these people is on this assistance and they getting all of this, and all of these people are lazy and they don't want anything. They don't necessarily have the transportation to get out of that county to go to another county to work where they can make more money. They have to stay within their county. So why not offer opportunities in your town that offer more money to get these people off of the system?
Right. And also there's a lot of counties like the one we live in, I'm not gonna say the name, that likes to try to ignore or shun folks who are low income. And just because you push it up under the rug don't mean the dirt go away. Like, not the dirt, but you know what I mean? Like, just because you sweeping it under the rug don't mean it ain't there.
They have a whole lot of old money here, a whole lot of old rich money here, and they want to sweep all of the homelessness and everything under the rug, and they actually put them in the woods so that people don't see them. And I think it was a shock factor within the last 5 or 6 years that these people had actually been outside on these benches whenever they was trying to build up this community and have benches and walk sidewalks and all this kind of stuff. So then the people came out of the woods and was like, you know what? I can sleep on this. This is a little more comfortable than the woods. I don't have to worry about a snake crawling on me while I'm asleep. So now all of a sudden we're seeing all these people, but they've been here this whole time. But they're not concerned about that.
We're going to end this, but one thing I want to put out there is that there is something called a point in time count, which COVID has messed up a little bit, but it's a day every year around January where you go into your communities and you actually go into where the homeless population congregate, where they sleep, where they live, or whatever. And you actually count them is what the point in time count is called. And you get logistics from them. Like, do you have an income? Do you not? How do you become homeless? What resources are you missing? Et cetera, et cetera. But my point of saying is that whenever I did that for the county that we resided in, there are literally homeless people sleeping in areas that we ride by every day. Like tree areas beside the McDonald's. Like warehouse built, like it was so many places that I ride by every day that I didn't realize people were actually sleeping in, because in the county that we live in, they come up with these ordinances and rules, like something as simple of the homeless used to congregate downtown around that historic area. And now churches can't even feed them in that area anymore because it's historic and it's only meant for events for downtown. So then simple as that. So anyways, the point is, do the point in time count if you can in your area. And it's such an eye-opener. Like, it's such an eye-opener. Like, we have a city next to us that's bigger than us, of course. And when you go to their downtown, they literally sleeping on the side of the road. Like, literally, you can ride down and see empty, like, packed up cars, empty little sleep areas, things of that nature, and it's right in your face. But there's places like where we live at who literally hide them. So anyways, the point is, if you do this event, it's super eye-opening. You can see where the need is, and you can also see where you can advocate for. So when people are saying, oh, we need to beautify areas and we need to do this, we need to bring in these new businesses, but are you really helping the low-income population?
Right. And I also want to point out that a lot of y'all people that be upset about, people kneeling for the national anthem and all that kind of stuff, because we have to respect our veterans. A lot of the homeless people are veterans. And those are the people that y'all be judging. Because the government does not help veterans the way that y'all think that they are helping them.
They don't.
Point blank, period, poo.
Literally, the areas that help the veterans is the areas that have bases.
Right. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, that's right. Because I remember going tooth and nail with veteran offices and all this kind of stuff just to try to get simple resources for people that I was trying to help out. So, I can just only imagine the people that don't even have the resources that I can offer them, because they can't get to me or they don't even know how to get in contact with me. So, y'all.
That part. Anyways, we are an hour and 14 minutes in. We're going to cut this, but hope you guys be able to join in as later throughout the week. Please share. We would love you guys to please subscribe to our YouTube page. We want to grow our YouTube following.
Yes.
So if you are fans of us on Facebook, do us a favor, go to YouTube, go to Occasionally Posh, and subscribe to our YouTube page. I hate to do this for shame, but I have been asked how people can sow into our ministry. It's not a ministry, but that's the church in me. But I've been asked how people can sow into. I'm so churchy. How people can donate to our podcast, and you can do this via Cash App at #Occasionally Posh. So thank you. To sum it up, final thoughts, Shash. You got any final thoughts about everything we have discussed tonight?
Ooh, I'm glad that you said final thoughts, because I was thinking we need to add that in. But my final thought is, outside of the trolling is amazing, and y'all need to do y'all Google researches. Outside of that, give back to your community, go out into your community, try to learn what's going on with people, and try to help them in whatever way that you can.
Amen. I was about to say amen. So my final thought is, I heard this joke a while back.
I didn't know we could tell jokes.
No, and when I've heard this joke, I was like, the audacity. But the joke was,
wait. Okay, I'm ready.
The audacity. No, the joke was, what's the difference between God and a doctor? And the answer is, God knows he's not a doctor. At first, I was like, what do you mean? God is everything. He's Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning and the end. He is the maker of it. But then I thought, the point is, know your place. So all you people out there trolling, know your place.
Look, to make it biblical, know thy place.
Know thy place. Know your place. I we can really go big on what that joke means, but I don't want to do that because we are at time. But it's so many people who have so much wisdom and knowledge and foresight when it comes to being on the internet. But do you really have all
What's
that?
1 plus 1?
Do you really have all that? And internet is just a snapshot of people's lives. It's not the whole story.
Right.
So quit trolling.
Because I look like an amazing mama on Facebook. These kids hate me every other day.
I look like a beauty. And all. Okay. Whenever I wipe these eyebrows off, I might got 4 hairs instead of 5. Okay. The point is,
and them titties be tittying.
They might be sitting up right. But let me take this bra off, okay?
Oh my God. Bye. Shut it down before we get canceled. Ain't nobody got time for Chris to come over here and cancel us.
Well, we thank you. We thank you so much. Please share. Please share our page. Please like and subscribe to our page on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. And please comment on our audio podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, etc. Yeah. We love you guys so much, and make sure you let us know what you think about our podcast.
I was like, what is she about to say?
Bye-bye.
Bye.